Alright, this is Ryan Ham here, and what I'm going to do today is explain how to touch up the finish on aluminum receivers and aluminum parts. Most receivers are anodized, which means it's a chemical process and it deposits a dark finish on, or it could be other colors as well, dark finish on bare aluminum. So what we have here is we have a Mossberg 500 receiver that, as the slide comes back, it's been rubbing. Now, one thing I want to do is I want to correct where it's rubbing here. Either adjust it somehow so that it doesn't rub anymore. But I also want to get rid of that discoloration. Now, one thing you can do is you can paint it, with a gloss black paint, and that works decent, but you can generally tell where that's done. Another thing you can do is you can use Sharpie, but Sharpie comes off generally with most solvents fairly quick. I have found a product that works relatively well. Birchwood Casey aluminum black metal finish. It's $10 for a 3-ounce bottle. This will last forever. I've got other products that I use more often that are I've still got things that I had 20 years ago. So Birchwood Casey aluminum black, and it's a phosphoric acid solution and selenious acid. I'm sorry, not phosphoric acid, and whatever. Anyways, it's got acid in it. And essentially what it does is it changes, instead of depositing chemicals on the surface itself, it just changes the chemical makeup. Now, it doesn't work really fast. One thing you want to do is you want to degrease the area. I'm just going to rub it here just to get the bulk of the surface corrosion off. And then open the bottle. And it's really straightforward. I've found that it doesn't do too much to the surrounding surface. It is acid. You should wear gloves, and I just don't touch it, and I find that I'm fine, or don't touch it that much. But again, you should wear gloves. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub, and what rubbing does is it'll take whatever surface corrosion or what do you call it? Any oil or grease or anything like that, and get rid of some of it. So it'll be able to dig in a little faster. It's starting to turn a little darker. I'm gonna kind of soak it. Just make sure it stays wet as much as possible. And this is kind of like watching paint dry. So, I apologize, I'm not going to make the video go any faster. What I want to do, though, is I want to show you that it doesn't take too long. And if you can't see it, I can. It's actually smoking just a bit. That's kind of weird. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get that chemical reaction underneath. I've never seen it smoke, so that's kind of why I'm laughing here. It's funny to me. I'm going to use the other side of the Q-tip. Yeah, this is just a regular Q-tip. I'm going to use the other side of the Q-tip to kind of even it out a little bit there. Okay, reapply. That is odd. Again, I've never seen it smoke before, but normally I I don't have it in such a good light as it is now. Now it does look kind of funny there. There's some weird light weird light reflections going on. The instructions are to clean the area to be blackened with cleaner degreaser or denatured alcohol. I didn't do that. Rinse with cold water. I didn't do that. Brighten area with fine steel wool. I didn't do that. To remove any surface oxide. I've not used steel wool. I guess I could, but I don't want to mess up the finish around it. Clean again and rinse. I guess you're supposed to clean this a lot. Whatever. Apply a black finish with saturated swab. Ooh, I've got a saturated swab. I did that one right. Allow to work 1 minute. Rinse with cold water and wipe dry. Polish lightly with soft, clean cloth. Apply birchwood KC stock or gun wax or oil to enhance gun stock wax or oil to enhance and protect the finish. So I'm just going to oil it when I'm done here. I think it's worked long enough. I don't want to have it work any longer. Okay, so now you'll still notice the mark, and it looks like I took some of the new finish off of there. Oh well. So I'm rubbing too hard apparently. You'll still notice the mark even when you've done it right, which I haven't. Let me apply some more. But even though you'll notice the mark, you'll notice it'll be diminished and it won't be all bright and shiny. Okay. So I'm just going to let that work for a minute. And the intent here is not to restore or refinish a gun. The intent is mostly just to make it look a little bit better. You only want to use this on aluminum. You don't want to use it on steel or anything else. And it's not magic. It's not a fix-all. It's just a touch-up finish system. All right. Well, I'm going to clean that up, and I will show you the finished results in a minute here. I was rubbing too hard. I guess I don't need to rub that hard. So just protecting it a little bit, diminishing the appearance, and we're pretty much good. So I'll clean it up and I'll be right back. And we're back. All right, so what I ended up doing is I ended up actually reapplying it a little bit and rubbing it with a cloth, just like it says to do, amazingly enough. And you do that a few more times, and it turned out pretty good. So there's not any magic to it, and it's not a magic, like you see in the commercials for those Wipe New and those products that completely refinish your vehicle. You don't want to do that. Notice that the surrounding metal wasn't touched at all. It's hardly noticeable. When you get up to it, you can tell, and you know it's there. It's your gun, obviously, and you can do that on all the little scratches if you want. And I didn't in this case, but you can, and kind of make the entire receiver look nicer if you'd like. But there's other ways of doing that, and the way I like to do it with small nicks that are fairly deep is to just take a little Sharpie. Now this will come off, and just kind of dab. The reason the nicks work better with this is because the Sharpie will stay down inside and it won't come off that easily. Plus you're not actually painting it, so there's nothing permanent. This is just to make it kind of look nice. And that's not magic. It will go away. Polish it with a little bit of toilet paper here. And your hand, and as you can see, some of it's starting to come back, but the Sharpie is it does have some pigments in it, and those pigments will stay down in those cracks and get rid of a lot of that. Put some oil on it, and it'll kind of stabilize, and it'll stay that way for you know, a season or two, and you can reapply. The aluminum black is a more permanent solution, but as you can see, it doesn't quite match. And the thing you can do is you can use a combination. Put a little bit of Sharpie over the top of the aluminum black, and when your when your fingers are all oiled up, you can rub the Sharpie and get it on your finger, and kind of even out the finish there. You can also do the same thing with a tissue paper or a rag or something like that. Okay, so not perfect, not the ultimate solution, but it's a way of making your gun look nicer, and you know, if you're bored, you can have at it. This is Ryan Ham. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please favorite, subscribe, like, share it with your friends. Use the information for good. Comment if you'd like. If you want to follow up, if you want to ask more questions, feel free to post those down in the comments. This is Ryan Ham again. Goodbye.